Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to be making a bud vase that they used on metal dashes of old cars. They were very popular back in the day, not so much anymore with cars not having that type of dash. But I have made them and they've been pretty successful. Going to car shows and things, people really get a kick out of them. So what I have used here is copper pipe, and it's just a 3-inch piece of copper pipe, and I believe it is 1/2 inch inner. Yep. So I cut this to 3 inches in length. We're going to put a cap on the end, as you can see with this one, just solder a cap on the end, and then I just use these pipe holders. Normally this has a threaded stem that comes out, and I just take that out, cut it off, and I'll show you how I get that magnet onto the back of there. So let me get the pieces set up so I can show you what I'm doing, and we'll make one of these. So one of the little tricks that I have learned, if I can get the camera to catch that, I take the threaded piece that's in there ordinarily, you can see that, and I cut a groove in it so that it becomes a straight screwdriver piece. And then I cut it off so that it just comes through this stacked section enough to where it can grab a hold of my rare earth magnet. These are the smaller ones. Let's see what the... let's... tape is sticking to it. They're about a 1/4 inch diameter, and they're probably about 1 millimeter, 2 millimeters in height, in thickness. They're pretty small, but they're very, very strong. And then what I do is I just thread this out until it's just flush with the surface, and then that's what I glue my magnet to, so that it has something to glue to and not just gluing to the edges. And then we'll flare our pipe out and put it through there and solder the piece on the end. I didn't know if couldn't remember if I mentioned it correctly or not, but these are called split ring hangers, and you can see there's a threaded section right here. So just buy some threaded rod, and that's how I do it anyway. And then I just cut the threaded rod into little pieces, and then that's where I make the center part where I was talking about to attach the rare earth magnet. But these are split ring hangers. So we're using a flare tool here to make our little lip. Show you what I mean by that. So I put a little lip on this so that it won't slide through our split ring. Just gives it a nice little finish. And I have tried adjusting this height-wise down to the middle. They look like a cross if you go down to the middle, and they don't have the right weight when you hang them. So I found that this position for the ring works best. So we just want to get that good and tight. I usually tighten it with a screwdriver. You can also use the end of the flare tool and just get it really good and tight. And we will put this on there. And I may have to reposition the camera here. I don't know if I'm strong enough. You can hear my thumb cracking. Let me get a pipe. Put the guy down on the vise, make life a little easier. Go just a little bit more, and I think we got it. And you get something that looks like that. Isn't that nice? Let's get that out of there. And we will solder that bottom piece on there. Just makes it look a little nicer when you put that end on there. Somebody's getting upset inside there. And it also leaves this kind of knurled area here, so it's nice if you put that bracket up high so that chokes around that. You don't see it as much. That looks good. So let's sand this bottom before we get ready to put that in, so that it will take the solder well, and when we flex that area it will be good and absorbed. That's all it takes, really. And we're going to do the same thing on one of the little end caps. Just take a piece of the sandpaper and kind of go inside here. Just want to make sure that it's going to take the solder the first time. And that looks pretty good. Let me prep that and get it set up right. Alright, so I have my flux. If I can get the lid off of here. And a Q-tip. This stuff is about done. It looks like it's getting kind of dried out. It'll still work though. Once you heat it up, it'll be fine. So anywhere you put that, solder is going to go. We just want to make sure we get that good and coated on the places that we sanded, all the way around that guy, just like that. And we want to do our little end cap as well. You definitely want to, if you get this on your hands like I just got it on my thumb right there, you want to wash that off, because you touch your eyes or your mouth or anything, it burns like you wouldn't believe. And we're just going to assemble these two pieces, and they do kind of fit snugly. So sometimes you have to get a little hammer and give them a little help. Now that I've already flared my end out. And that one went on pretty easily. Alright, we are ready for some solder. And I am using 60-40. This is what you use for stained glass. Those stained glass training classes coming back into play again. Yeah, I'm just going to use a torch. Melt my plastic container here. I have everything set up in a second vise because it gets really hot. You will know once it starts to go. Hopefully you can see that. Zoom that in a little bit for you. You can kind of see how it just quickly wicks it around. And I'm going to turn that just a little bit and apply some more to the other. Copper is such a great conductor that it gets really hot really quick. So we're going to turn that guy around. Hopefully without burning ourselves. Put a little bit more on there. Torch has a self-lighter, but we're almost out of gas, so that's not working out really well. So when you're all done, you get something that looks a little bit like that. Focus. And I actually like the discolorations. Why the camera isn't focusing? There we go. And we're going to do a water test and make sure it holds water, and then we're ready to assemble. Alright, so we just want to make sure we're not leaking anywhere. If we are, we can always go back and just heat it up a little bit more. I'm not seeing anything, are you? Alright, I'm not seeing any leaks there. Everything looks good and dry. So we're going to call that one a win. Put it together. And after you've got that kind of completed, I usually just take the sandpaper. Sometimes, occasionally, you get a little bit of a burr builds up on the edges of them. Obviously, you don't want any sharp points on there, and that feels good. So, and I'm just using 220. That one's all good to go. So here's our finished product. And I'll take you out and show you what it looks like in the car. So here it is in Aaron's Beetle. And because of the magnet, as long as it's a metal dash, you can put it anywhere. But it looks pretty cute. I wouldn't probably drive it on a super bumpy road. If you're on a nice road, it'd be fine, but I would hate for it to scratch up the dash. I'm trying to see here. If you set it down in that little pocket, it can't move at all next to the gas gauge. I don't know, pretty cute. So, bud vases, not so popular now because cars have the plastic rubberized and padded dashes, but back in the day, they were pretty popular. Move it over here, see what it looks like over here. Magnets are pretty strong. This vase, you know, as I stated, it'll hold water and, you know, just a small little bundle of flowers. I think I like it better right there. But going to a car show, something like that. Pretty cute little addition. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll catch you on the next one. Thought I'd go ahead and show you that it will actually work in a bus. The angle is a little different, but it will work in a bus as well.